you ever wondered why two nations can spend 50 years fighting without ever declaring war? From secret assassinations to burning oil tankers, from nuclear threats to proxy armies bleeding across the Middle East, the United States and Iran have been locked in a shadow conflict that just exploded into open warfare. This stuff is wild, dangerous, and far darker than most people realize. Let's dive in. The story begins not with bombs, but with black gold, oil, the lifeblood of modern civilization, and the poison that has dripped through U.S.-Iran relations for 7 decades. In 1953, the CIA orchestrated a coup in Iran to overthrow a democratically elected leader who dared to nationalize Iranian oil. His crime? Taking back what belonged to his people. The reward? 26 years of dictatorship under the Shah, propped up by American weapons and American money. But revolutions don't stay buried forever. In 1979, everything changed. The Islamic Revolution swept through Tehran like wildfire. The Shah fled. The Ayatollah returned. And 52 American diplomats found themselves trapped inside the U.S. Embassy for 444 days. Hostages, human bargaining chips in a game that would define hatred for generations. When the hostages were finally released, America imposed its first crushing sanctions. Iran's oil, once flowing freely to the West, became forbidden fruit. This was the first shot in a war that never officially began. But here's the twist most people never hear. While America preached democracy, it armed Iraq. Yes, the same Iraq. During the Iran-Iraq War in the 1980s, the United States provided intelligence, weapons, and even chemical weapon cover to Saddam Hussein's regime. Hundreds of thousands of Iranians died from American-enabled warfare, chemical attacks, missile strikes, naval battles in the Persian Gulf where American warships shot down civilian airliners. 290 souls vanished in seconds. Flight 655, never acknowledged, never apologized for. Just another number in a conflict nobody wanted to name. Fast forward to the 21st century, and a new threat emerged. Nuclear weapons, the word that makes presidents sweat and generals plan. Iran claimed their program was peaceful, energy, medicine, progress. America claimed it was a lie. Bombs, destruction, apocalypse. The intelligence community remained divided, but the sanctions kept coming. Billions of dollars frozen, oil exports strangled, an entire economy held hostage by signatures on paperwork thousands of miles away. Iranian families watched their currency collapse while American politicians called it maximum pressure. Then came the deal, 2015, the Joint Comprehensive Plan of Action. Iran would limit their nuclear program. The world would lift sanctions. For a moment, hope flickered. Inspectors walked through Iranian facilities. Centrifuges were dismantled. Oil tankers resumed their routes. But deals built on distrust rarely survive. In 2018, America walked away. One signature erased 4 years of diplomacy. Sanctions returned harder than before. Iran returned to enrichment faster than expected. And the Middle East held its breath. But the real war was never fought with declarations. It was fought in the shadows. Proxy militias in Iraq firing rockets at American bases. Iranian scientists assassinated with remote-control machine guns. Oil tankers exploding in the Gulf with magnetic mines nobody claimed. Cyber attacks crippling infrastructure. Drone strikes eliminating commanders. General Qasem Soleimani, the most powerful man in Iran's military machine, blown apart by an American drone outside Baghdad airport in 2020. His funeral drew millions. His death promised revenge. And revenge in the Middle East is never abstract. Iran's response came in missiles. 160 ballistic missiles launched at American bases in Iraq. Buildings destroyed. Traumatic brain injuries diagnosed in dozens of soldiers. But no American deaths. A careful calculation. Enough to save face. Not enough to trigger all-out war. Both sides stepped back. Both sides claimed victory. Both sides kept fighting. This is a shadow war, unseen by most, unacknowledged by many, deadly to all involved. Then came 2025. The 12-day war between Iran and Israel marked an unprecedented escalation. Missiles rained down. Air defenses screamed. nuclear facilities burned, diplomatic channels collapsed, and in February 2026, the unthinkable happened. On February 28th, U.S. and Israeli forces launched nearly 900 strikes in 12 hours targeting Iranian missiles, air defenses, and military infrastructure across Tehran and beyond. This was no longer shadow. This was fire. This was war. But why oil? Why does this black liquid matter more than lives? Because the Strait of Hormuz, that narrow waterway between Iran and Oman, 20% of the world's oil passes through those waters every single day. Iran has threatened to close it. America has threatened to stop them. A blockade means global economic collapse. Gas prices skyrocketing. Supply chains shattering. Nations choosing sides. This is why the conflict never truly ends. Too much money. Too much power. Too much blood already spilled to walk away. Iran's axis of resistance stretches across the region like a spider's web. Hezbollah in Lebanon. Hamas in Gaza. Houthis in Yemen, militias in Iraq and Syria, each thread connected to Tehran, each thread capable of striking American interests. When America pressures Iran, these proxies respond. When Iran escalates, America responds. A cycle of violence spinning faster with each rotation. In March 2026, the Middle East remains engulfed. Iranian strikes hit densely populated areas. American carriers patrol the Gulf. Diplomats scramble for deals that may never come. The human cost defies calculation. Hundreds of thousands dead across 5 decades. Millions displaced. Generations raised on hatred taught in schools and sermons. Iranian children grow up knowing America as the great Satan. American children grow up knowing Iran as a sponsor of terror. Both narratives feed the machine. Both narratives justify the next strike, the next sanction, the next death, and in the middle, ordinary people suffer. Families in Tehran wondering if tonight's electricity will work. Families in Washington wondering if their sons will come home from deployment. Here's what the news won't tell you. This conflict benefits someone. Defense contractors see stock prices soar. Politicians gain votes from tough stances. Oil companies profit from instability. The military-industrial complex thrives on perpetual tension. Peace doesn't pay dividends. War does. And until the incentives change, the cycle continues. Maximum pressure, maximum resistance, maximum death. So where does this end? Nobody knows. Some say regime change. Some say nuclear deal. Some say mutual destruction. What we do know is this. The blood has been spilled. The oil has been burned. The trust has been shattered, and the next chapter writes itself with every missile launched, every sanction imposed, every life lost. From covert coups to open warfare, from hostage crises to nuclear brinkmanship, we've seen the dark truth of a conflict that refuses to die. If this sparked your curiosity, like and subscribe for more explained with cool visuals. What's your favorite part or related story? Comment below. The world is watching, and history is recording every move. If you learned something new today, you also don't want to miss this video, every major American war crime. We're walking through every major conflict where American forces committed acts that violated the laws of war, international conventions, or basic human decency. From frontier massacres of the 1800s all the way to the War on Terror. Over a century of incidents that rarely make it into the textbooks. Watch now and like and subscribe for more dark history.